Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sally from Sally Stampers, and today I'm going to show you how to make this little box. As you can see, is decorated just like Santa, and inside it's actually got a Santa chocolate lolly. These sort of things I think are really cute for kids, but they're such a nuisance to try and wrap or disguise. You could potentially put two in, I guess, and have one this end. But as I say, I'm going to show you how to make one of these, and I've actually decided that I'm going to go for and do an elf one, or Santa's Little Helper. The details for how to do this one and the things that I've used are on my blog, but as I say, I'm going to show you how to do one for an elf. So we need 2 pieces of cardstock that are 5 inches by 8.5 inches. So we'll start with the base, and I do apologise if there's glitter everywhere. One of my earlier projects generated a lot of glitter and now it seems to be everywhere. Okay, so very simple. For the base, we're just going to score at 1 inches all the way round. Obviously you could potentially make it slightly larger if you wanted to make this for a specific gift, but it's as I say, it's relatively simple with regards to doing it like that. So while I've got it like this, I am actually going to mark the lid up whilst I have it, and what I'm actually going to do is pop this into the side here so it's a little bit of a shim, which will add to the thickness when you come to do the lid. And the same again, we're just going to score at 1 inch all the way round. The reason that obviously we have this shim is because when you come to this is a bit fiddly because it always moves. When you come to do your lid, you've got to take into consideration it's going to be slightly larger because of the thickness of the card. But this shim is obviously the thickness of the card, so it should, in reality, fit. So I'm going to put the lid over to one side because we are just going to stick with the base. And as we always do, we're going to fold and burnish all of our score lines. And then we're just going to do what we always do, cut our tabs and a little wedge out of the 4 corners. Oops. Okay, so we've done that bit, so we need to adhere. So obviously we flip over, going with my not so favourite fast fuse, but it's ideal for this job. As I said before, when you're putting fast fuse onto small tabs, just hold on to it with your finger so that when you flick you don't tear the card. And then we'll just put the base together. Oops. And that's the last one. And there we have our base. Pop our little character in. Okay, so we're going to do the same now with the lid. So fold and burnish all of those score lines. And then we're just going to do exactly the same again. Cut those wedges out. Okay, so there are 2 different ways that you can create your lid. Obviously we still need to add some fuse, so we'll put that on the tabs. And you can either fold it up, as we did do with the base, which is simply to line up your corners. Or the other option, which I like to do with the second edge, if you like, is to pop your box on. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here because obviously we're a little bit close. Okay, so pop your lid on so that it's nice and snug at the bottom, and then fold that edge in and adhere it that way. That way you know that it's going to be a snug fit, and it will go back on. Perfect. So to make that getting on and off a little easier, I'm going to use the 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm not going to measure it, you obviously can. I'm just going to eyeball about halfway and just notch out, and they are what make it easier to pinch onto the base to take your lid off. So it's it just makes it a little bit easier than damaging all the card all the time. Okay, so we'll put our lid back on, and we get to the fun part now of decorating it. And this is typical that it doesn't work for me today. There we go. So I'm going to do a relatively similar design to the Santa that I've already done. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the base, the belt first. So I have a piece of black cardstock that is 1 1/4 inches by 3, which is obviously the width of the box. And for his buckle, I'm actually going to use the silver glimmer paper. And I'm also going to use the layering squares. So I've taken the second scalloped one and the second straight edged one, which we need to run through the big shot. So first things first is to obviously use the larger one and the flat one to get your basic outline of your belt. Now when I'm using glimmer paper on my big shot, I do like to turn it the other way. I don't think it will damage your dies, but obviously this glimmer is quite rough and I don't want it to, can't think of the word, not cause this to be as sharp as it should be. So I'm just going to pop it into the corner, run it through. Lots of cranking and clicking, which is quite normal. Take it out again and then pop that one out, and then going to put it back on. And I actually think I have actually got the wrong size here. I'm going to go with the smallest scalloped one because it just gives you that bit more of an edge to your belt. So you need to pop it obviously as central as you can and make sure you don't move it, which I think I just did. That's the only downside with fiddly bits. There we go. So I'm going to run that through, and that middle piece pops out, and there you have, oops, your belt buckle. While I've got the big shot, I'm actually going to generate some collars, some nice pretty white collars to go at the top of here. So for that I'm using the layered circles, you can see them there, and again I'm going for the third biggest of the scalloped circles and a piece of Whisper White. And I'm fairly certain, I've not actually made this one yet, this is all first time on here, but I think I will only need one of these because I'm going to cut them in half. So we'll take that out take all of this away. And let's get rid of the big shot. There we go. Okay, so glitter everywhere again. Right, so let's put the bell together. So I actually used glue dots to adhere this because it's too thin really for you to try and put tape on, whether it be your snail or fast fuse. And these actually fit just nicely in the corners. So I'm going to pop those on. Oops. And as perfect timing, we have that lorry going past that I always seem to have. I do apologise. Okay, so as central as you can get it, pop him on, and then good old fast fuse again and pop his belt on. Just slightly down from the top, but not massively. And there's his belt. Then we're coming to the fluted collars, and I think actually I will need 2 of these. All that forward planning. Just bring the big shot back in again. And just quickly whiz another one of these through. It doesn't matter too much if there's a little bit off the edge, because obviously, as you can see, I'm not using the whole circle. So just going to whiz that one through. Take that off, get rid of the big shot. Okay, so to try and get the effect of collars, I think we'll go for just like that. So all I'm going to do is add some fuse, and then I'm actually going to trim them once they're on, because that way you can get a nice neat join, sorry, nice neat edge. And all you need to do is flip the box over, and then you just use the box lid as your guide. So you just cut along there, and there you have it. This always makes me think of that film Elf when I see this. Okay, and last but not least, the buttons. Now you can go ahead and use the same buttons that I used for the Santa one, which are these metal rimmed pearl embellishments, but I decided to go a little different, and I'm going back to my glimmer paper, and I'm going to punch them again with the 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to do 3 of those, and then back to my glue dots. Glitter everywhere again. So back to my glue dots, so turn those over, pop one on the back of each one. Oops, come on, stick. Or should I say stick to the glimmer and not to me? Okay, so first one on is just going to go there, and then we'll go for 2 at the bottom, the same. And there you go, 2 cute little boxes, perfect for chocolate lollies, or if you want anything else to put inside, you can just alter the sizes or even alter the design. You could generally make anything, any character with these. As I say, all the details are on my blog, details of which are below. There will also be a link on Pinterest and also Instagram and on my Facebook account. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.